Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Emperor of the Fading Suns, episode number 6. We're starting off, I think this is turn 14 or 15. I mean, look, we got to 4969. It starts in 56, I think. So, yeah, this is the 14th turn that well, I guess we already concluded. Last little thing we're going to do is buy a little bit of food and a little bit of metal. So, at this point, we can't take the food. I mean, we need to have the food and the metal available before we go to another planet. And I think I'm turning off the spigot of engineers on Kish, and we're going to start building them only on other planets. We have quite a few still in the queue, and, you know, maybe next turn I'll also get one just so we have not a whole dearth of turns without engineers coming on Kish. But for now, at least, I think it makes sense to 110 and 7. Just to slow down the trickle there, because we're running out of things to do. We're running out of places to put engineers. We may even have exhausted them. I mean, we can always get more labs and such, but... And then this is 7. If I got that right, then we'll see 300, 300. Obviously, my intentions are pretty clear here. We go over to Criticorum. I can build an engineer in this mine. And the new palace can also get an engineer. There's always going to be enough non-military construction places that we can build engineers in those. We never have to task a factory or a fort with building an engineer. So that takes us down to 100, which leaves us, well, with one more, we're going to get on this newly captured farm in Rampart. So it's a little surprising. I don't know. To me, I don't normally just start building engineers right away, but why not, right? I mean, let's get that up and running. In fact, there's a lot of inefficiencies in the current places here. I don't know if we'll tear them down right away, because obviously this farm is missing this exotica and this fertile. So if you just shift it up one, it gets the exotica. And you shift another one down here, they can get the fertile. So, yeah, anyway, we'll probably do something like that. But that's it for our turn here.
House Lee Halan.
Oh, I forgot to check the lab situation. Oops. Xenobiology. But I think it doesn't allow you to miss research. I believe that it'll always give you the extra points here in this end screen turn or beginning turn. I don't know what it is. So we have 37 points available. Probably, I mean, unless electron microscopes have already been accounted for, this might, yeah, I mean, this does not make sense. This is not enough labs. 1-1, whereas 2 labs are researching, right? I think that we'd rather get electron microscopes a little faster, so we'll do that. Ah, yes, this one was also doing it, so that should be enough for us to actually finish researching this. I don't know what happens if we do that, so let me dump it into composite armor instead. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I finished it anyway. This one still has 253 research points left over. Pretty good idea which lab this is. So that I think that we'll put this into cyclotron. Cyclotron is what leads us to fusion technology, which is what we want for our assault people. Okay, now we do the usual BY. No new engineers yet. BY. Tank killer will switch over to a medium tank this time. No new engineers. BY. We probably will build an engineer here. So yeah, I will just build that one right away. And gunship finished. We can switch this up to something else. Maybe we'll get like a medium tank here. We could also get like an atmospheric fighter for faster exploration of the area. That is only 20 metal and 10 electronics. Well, the electronics, we actually have a lot of our scouting legion here. So I think I'm going to switch back to like medium tanks. I don't even think we have any tank killers on that planet, so maybe I'll do that next. 931, so we're not quite, I thought we'd maybe get up to 1,000, but we're nearly there. Okay, they want to buy mega chassis for us. We will reject. Sorry, Hazat. And Takedos is just paying their tribute, I guess. It's lovely to see. I can't exactly explain it. Okay, Lycanon. Looks like a jungle planet. Nice green colors. You know, I really do like the art, this old style art. I attribute it to, I mean, there's a lot of games that have this kind of art, but for me, it always brings back Advanced Tactics, Vic's game that was an early love of mine. Anyway, let's wait with these guys for now. Yeah, so I think this flat cruiser is destined for Rampart. Nothing we can really bombard on Kish. We've already completely conquered the planet. And there's nobody interfering there. At least, I don't think so. Just some trade people. They might even be resupplying the forum there, whatever it's called. Yeah, we do have some work to do on Rampart, though. So another city up here, which is isolated before we attack the main thing, which means we want to take 2 pretty fast people, which I guess are these 2 medium tanks, and put them on this transport. And it's a little bit risky, actually, what I'm doing here, to send both of my premium tanks in the same spot, because there's no guarantee that they don't have a PTS missile launcher here. I'm just going to hope that they don't. Okay, so this is fascinating. I did ask, and I still don't know the answer to whether or not you can actually land on top of troops. I don't know. I suppose it must, maybe they fight and your assault launcher is just lost or captured if you lose the fight. Anyway, we got a little bit lucky here because we see 1 artillery, and they're actually outside of the farm. The farm doesn't register as any units being there. The medium tanks don't have like the best recon. In fact, they're pretty bad. So I think what we're going to do is load up. I wasn't really planning on landing one of my freighters this turn, but this guy's got 91% health. He's fine. We'll send him in. And yeah, these guys are going to drop on the planet. So anybody, no, everything else is left is guns. Okay, so 1 artillery, 2 ATGs, which I think are good. And, well, that's it, right? Yeah, because we got the noble. Okay, up you go. Land, take the damage. Not too bad. Good, finally a good story for us. And this group, I don't know, we still don't see anything in the farm, but at this point I think we're just going to roll the dice that there's nothing significant in there. And okay, there was in fact nothing in there. We don't have enough to attack this group yet. But now that we own a city, of course we can just go down here and load up troops. And, you know, I think that we'll just take 4 people and leave 2 here to defend. 1 artillery, ATG, artillery. 2 and 2. Down we go. And everybody who doesn't, because 3 movement, if you notice, is not enough for us to, is not enough for us to attack, but that's fine. And I assume, I mean, I'm kind of rolling the dice here, but I assume that okay, we didn't take a hit. That's what I like to see. All right, we're going to keep everyone here in the city for now. In fact, these guys, I don't really think it's good for them to sit there. We could waste a movement of units to get them, like, get people into the... Can you guys do that? No, you can't. Yeah, so only the noble could be airlifted or space lifted, but we don't want them. He's got a heal anyway. So we're just going to have both these guys go into space and rest there for the rest of this turn. Good. And everyone here is just going to rest because we don't really have anything else for them to do. And you can heal, so that's fine. All the guys can heal. Heal. Yeah, we'll just keep exploring. I assume that we have more trackers, but let's maybe leave that guy here for another turn. That way my scouts can actually get out and start. Yeah, okay, this is cool. I'm glad it showed this. So when you move into a hex that doesn't have, that you don't see a unit there, but there is a unit there, it doesn't allow you to move in. It tells you basically there's a unit there. So we can just move down this way. We didn't, didn't exactly see that unit.
Unit spotted.
But we actually saw some units over in Decados's fort. That's fine. I don't really know what I'm doing down here. This guy is just out and about exploring, I guess. Like maybe we'll replace this guy here and send him off.
Unit spotted. Unit spotted.
So I can hear the unit spotted thing. So apparently 3 submarines there.
Unit spotted. Unit spotted.
Well, I assume there's 3 on that side too. And again, we have the shock legions and the assault legions and all this really good stuff down here. It's pretty cool. Okay, cool. We'll leave you here. No, you'll shift here. I took the wrong one anyway, but it doesn't matter. Spacebar you. Okay, good. So this engineer, actually we want to start with this one technically. We want to move him down, road, city, farm. 54 food. This is great. I mean, it only starts at like, what, 29? But that's 29 additional food. And I should be cognizant, constantly reminding myself that every city we place, even if it's gaining, like this one up here, where is it? Over here. I want to place a city here as well. And yeah, it does have 6 metal and 17 trace. It's not terrible. I'm not sure if it is good to get a city like this. I'm going to do it because I already sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. But I don't know if I could do it all over again if this engineer is really worth building this mine for. Because it is 10 food that we're wasting. I mean, we're using. It's not totally a waste. For 6 metal and 17 trace, which we don't exactly need right now. I say that, I mean, 6 metal is not really going to make a big difference because our income is, well, 300, I guess, now. So we can at least get 3 engineers. That's probably as many as we're going to want per turn. So I guess we'll start stockpiling metal. And my general thought on metal is that it becomes less important as the game goes on. So we really are going to want to shift over to trace. Back to this guy. So we want to build our city here because food is very important. As long as it's opportunity cost is the only thing you have to worry about for any food that you can get more than 10. You are suppressing the ability to mine any other resources or get any other resources for 5 hexes around, right? Or 4 hexes around, I guess. But so that's the only thing you need to consider when placing food. Otherwise, if you can get more than 10 food and there's no other resources to get, it's still worth getting. I mean, at least... Oops, build the road there before I forget. At least as far as I'm concerned, that's the math. Okay, get you up here, sentry, and this guy is on the move. You can go and probably actually land somewhere. In fact, why don't you land over in the city here? Because I know that we have, well, basically just this guy, but you can just rest there for this turn. And you can just go, I don't know where you're supposed to go, but I knew at one point. Okay, you can sentry there. A new one. I don't think we have anyone in this one, so let's go over there as well. I should have double-checked that. Yeah. Okay, good. This guy can go down to the palace, which is where I'll stack all these beautiful units. They're just waiting for their turn. Since we have a new engineer coming out of this farm next turn, I don't think it's worth it for him to come all the way down here. He would get there about the same time, maybe a turn early. I'm not sure. No, it looks like he'll get there the same because it'll be 3 turns after this, and this guy will get 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So what I'll do instead is I will go over here and build a road. We still have 3 movement points left. I think I'm going to build another lab. So right now our finance situation is pretty good. So we have income of, let's call it 4,000 or so. And right now we're going to start needing less and less engineers, so our money situation should start just starting to look real good. So I'm going to build another lab. We'll tuck them close to the palace, and then we'll put chemicals and bioplants and all the other stuff outside of this ring. But yeah, we'll get another one. Now, again, have to be careful that we are building something which takes food. That's the more important thing to consider, not the cost for money right now, which we have that covered fine. It's more about the fact that we... Yes, well, one of our labs is not researching. You are composite. Composite. Those are the 2 on composite. You're on cyclotron. And you're on nothing. Okay, let's get you off of nothing. I hope you weren't sitting on nothing for a long time. Cyclotron, which means we might be able to get it this turn. Cyclotron. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, our jet. Great. So we'll come down here. And I'm just using this guy to get the, I mean, it's a total waste. It's absolutely unnecessary. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. So go down to this one. Is that enough? Yeah. Can I make it to this guy? No. So we'll just pop back into here. Rest of the turn there. Not a big deal, right? This is pretty minor. Don't have one there. We have one there. Okay, so why don't we get this tracker over here to... Oops. I didn't want to right-click him. I wanted to right-click to move the map. But that'll work. Okay, Sentry, and you're Oscar Mike. And you are continuing your movement. We'll probably stack all these guys, I don't know, in the shield place, maybe in the bottom lab. There's probably empty buildings down here that they could actually be used for, but I'm not too worried about some invasion yet. It's a little bit early and everyone likes us. So I mean, with this Mirror of Forgiveness, I have no idea how much impact it has. Of course, I've played a total of 1 game. So not that I know the impact of really anything, but I'll send this guy up this way so we can explore a little bit more. Yeah, so this is going to be expensive no matter what. These are both roads which are going to end the turn directly. I think we'll build a road up that way, and I'm actually going to make it easier for us to do this road in the future. So maybe road, something like that. I don't know. But those guys can stay. We'll eventually make use of them. Really what I could do is just sending all my units exploring. A little bit of laziness is taking place here. It's kind of tedious to do that. So yeah, I could do...
Spotted.
Oh, right. I have this chemical plant. I totally forgot. For some reason, I thought that was already owned. Hello. Let's take it over. Everyone, please. All together now. That guy. I do want my noble to go take the tech over there, too. Before I forget. But... yeah, presumably this is going to be an easy fight. They have 5 units. I trust that's actually how many units they have, too, because we do have a nice spotter nearby, and a lot of people here, too. Took 1 hit, and that's it. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so Noble, and I don't know, who wants to come with me? I guess this tank. Why don't you guys step back, load up. Okay, before I forget. And these guys, well, the ones with 6 can move back, except for that self-propelled artillery. Okay, we'll take this guy instead. We'll go back to the factory. Everyone here is going to move in here, and the one who I have, he can conquer that unit. Great. Okay, so everyone here can rest. You guys can rest. You're going to move, but let me get this guy's movement first so I know where exactly I need to go. Yeah, so he can cover this and even eventually get to that part over there. What I might have the chopper do then, the gunship, just move off this way. He doesn't have very good vision, but he still reveals tiles, which is all we really need him to do for now. Downside, we need to park him somewhere. There are no cities. I suspect that, oh my, we can get there. No, we can get there next turn. So we will fall short if we try to go to that one. We will fall short if we could try to go to that one. So in other words, we can't do anything this turn other than get back to this palace. And in order to do that, we have to do it right away. Yeah. Okay, rest there. Okay. Now let's see what we get. Fractal metaphysics. Fantastic. I don't know what that one does exactly. Let me see what it does. Okay, so apparently this one does cyber robotics, which I don't care about. I don't think the cyber robotic units are very good. Well, I mean, they're good. I would take them if you give them to me right now, but I think that they're not the best compared to other units. So it's also a dead end tech, was what I checked. So yeah, moderately. I don't know. I mean, I probably would have preferred almost any other tech other than that, but a free tech is still free tech. So get these guys on the move as well. Just move them back. That way, if I need to, I can land 2 different units next turn. I don't know if we'll need to, though. Spacebar, you guys. Yeah, so the new one, where is he going? I guess down this way? Yeah, we'll go all the way over here. And is that almost it? Go back to Holy Terra. Ooh, I don't think there's anything for you to do. And that's it. Great. We're not going to end our turn yet. We have a couple things to do. And it's the usual. We're going to buy some more engineers. I don't know if I'll be showing as much of this on camera anymore. I feel like at this point, a lot of the basics of how to do stuff has already been shown plenty of times. What was it, 172? I think it was 28. And metal, my gosh, I should have checked, but I'm going to guess it's I don't remember. Let me just purchase that and see where we're at. Okay, food I got right. Need 16 more for metal. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the basic stuff, we've seen it happen enough times at this point that I probably don't need to show it on camera. I just don't want the series to lose speed simply by showing the same tedium. This is something that I think these games, as you get into later game, there's a lot of repetition. And, you know, I mean, to a degree, the game suffers for it. It doesn't have the automation it probably should. So as the game grows in complexity, the amount of time it takes to process a turn just simply grows. And that's going to be expected to a degree, but maybe not. You wouldn't want it to grow necessarily at a linear ratio, like every new unit is 1x, more time. You'd probably like it to be like where you're managing 100 units. It's not 10 times more than managing 10 units. Maybe it's only 2 times more, but that's not how it goes. So let's go ahead and build an engineer here. We're going to still try to fill out Criticorum. And I know this chemical plant and that other farm are the only 2 places where we're not building stuff right now. And on Rampart, we only have 1 place where we're not building stuff, and it's this farm. So we'll build an engineer here. And I also do want to quickly check what our technology is looking like, just to make sure that everyone's building something. Cyclotron. Okay, cancel that. Tech is cyclotron. Tech is composite armor, and that has only 100 points left, so for sure we're going to finish that. This one is composite armor, yeah. And this one is cyclotron. Okay, so we should be able to finish both of these. The tech tree, we want to push down the monopoles area as much as possible. So that's the goal.
Halan.
There it is, composite armor. So cyclotron will be finishing this turn anyway, I'm sure. So we'll start putting points into ceram steel until we have the monopoles unlocked with, there it is, cyclotron. And this is, to me, really exciting when I'm making a lot of progress in the tech tree. Okay, now we have our usual BY for all the tracker legions, which means we're just going to keep building them. We're not going to build new engineers until I figure out where. I'll probably even do the engineer building off camera. At this point, it's just not as important. Just trust me when I say we're going to be doing all the same thing for the tracker legions. And okay, let's look at this. Over 1,000 for taxes now from the bonus. That's why this trait, I really feels like, pays for itself. Extra 50 research points. I mean, debatable whether or not you need this. I mean, you can think of this as extra 500 points. Because the lab would just cost us. I mean, this is actually only half of a lab. It's like 250 extra. So in my mind, this tax one is more than better, a lot better than a research one. Maybe that's, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around how that's not true. But if you want tech, it is just a good way of getting more tech. So we have both, we can't double up on the tax thing. So, and we got a nice contribution. It's always good to look at our house situation too, by the way. So you can see that the gap which originally started has been closed pretty mightily. Takedos has not gone up by a ton. I don't know what happened here between turns, like 13 and 14, but they took a real big nosedive. I don't know why. It looks like a few people have had these little nosedives. We've even had periods of, well, I guess our derivative has always been positive, but well, except for maybe right here. Anyway, that's closing in and finance situations. Kind of fun to look at all this, where our income is a lot more from Kish than Criticorum, not surprisingly. The labs are the lion's share of our turn expenses, and we're still about 4,000 positive. That to me means, hey, time to build even more labs. These like minor frigate movements, those are definitely one candidate to be removed from the game turn loop I'm showing on camera. They're just going to keep exploring until I find something interesting. We'll have things wait on Kish. In fact, I kind of know what I want to do there. Criticorum, yeah, there's definitely some work to be done on Criticorum. Most of what we want to do here, though, is exploration. So you move that way. I think I will have you move and explore like that, just to get the little bit of extra pushback. Build road. Yes, maybe this is I don't know if I should be pausing and doing this off camera. Again, I will do it off camera after this. Now, I'm going to have this gunship go and explore, I don't know, like this far. Oh, that's good, ruins. I want to go back to, oh yeah, we're just barely going to do it. Yeah, so this is exactly what I want to do. Perfect, okay. So now we know where ruins are. We also see this Exotica, which we saw before. We see a lot more territory around it. We see that there's a lot of food nearby as well. I mean, I was already looking at this and saying this is really good food. 62 on the Exotica itself, 63, 64. But we have this 66 where the confluence of the rivers. That's also pretty good, and we would get the Exotica. Of course, I want to stay to actually take a look at this off camera, so I can map out like, okay, well, what if we put a farm over here, and then over here? Well, that wouldn't work. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here, like the hill would give us 61, and the river down there would give us 59. Well, the sum of those two together is probably better than the 66 here plus going down diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this hill, which would be 57. Is that true? I don't know. I didn't do the math. Probably not. That 66 is pretty strong, especially if we can get a 57 out of it from the side. And honestly, then we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that one above the road. A 52, not bad. Yeah, I think there's better options for us. The 66, I'll have to see if there's anything better than that. That's actually pretty good. But for now, we'll just wait on those guys. We will now want to move over and attack these ruins. So I guess we'll be moving everyone over that direction. You know what? Let's just ship them out. Get them going that way. Looks like it'll take 2 more turns. Yeah, 3 more turns for them to actually get there. But they're on the move. That's fine. We have some units over here, which probably the guns won't be able to get there in time unless I actually pick them up and move them. So I'll have the other forces just move out on foot. Sure, the medium tank can move a little bit further, but we're going to wait for these infantry units anyway. So we'll get this guy into there. Since I'm only going to be able to pick these guys up and move them, I'm not going to worry about moving them at all for now. We'll continue to do exploration. Does it matter? This is the top of the map. So I don't think we even need to, unless I want to explore that hex, which doesn't matter. I'll just start exploring this way, which is probably more important for me to get to know the lay of the land here. And then I can just kind of do bobbing up and down right here to make sure I get the top, but also get as much below it as possible. One new guy. Well, I guess we'll send out one more individual down here. Yeah, maybe one more. But after this, I think the trackers are going to start filling in our cities as defense forces. Because, yes, I do use trackers as my defense force. Yeah. Byzantium 2 or whatever. So we're spotting this stuff now. And there's our Agura on this planet, which means now we can actually build stuff here. We just buy from the Agura directly. It's weird. When you buy from this Agura, it plops down over here. You can't actually move the unit. It's technically in the fog of war, but you still have it, so it's a little, it's kind of a goofy situation. Gonna sentry this guy. We're gonna probably end up centering this guy too. Well, he didn't make it, but so one more turn for him. I do want to explore with these guys a little bit, just kind of see what we got going on. They have 2 more spies in here. That's a lot of spies. So Decado seems to be focusing all their electronics on production of spies, which, okay, I mean, I guess it's not too surprising.
Unit spotted.
I'm really surprised that we can't see the guy over there. Maybe you can come over and actually you can come over and...
Unit spotted.
Huh. We'll go ahead and block Decados because I don't really care about him. I believe we already saw that this is Alekius's forces, so we'll just leave him there. Anyway, this is kind of a mess, but we'll sentry that guy as well. We'll probably sentry another anti-tank gun, which will give us 1 hex buffer. It also locks down this hex, which means that we can move our units in and out. It's actually nice to run over here and claim these little choke points. Of course, I don't know if the AI gets pissed off. If I was a human player, I'd get pissed off. So, you know, maybe we don't want to do that. Okay, road here, build that food there. Like, even when I know what I'm doing, which I do prep these turns ahead of time, it still just takes a long time to finish a turn. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and launch this guy, this ATG. Just, I don't know, these guns, the problem is that you really do want to use your best units at first, because then you take over the most territory as quickly as possible and expand as quickly as possible, which obviously 4X games, that's really important. So you have a lot of these dead units. I mean, what I'd love to do is use them, just throw them in as fodder, but it's not a realistic scenario because we want to use our best units, so we have to, you know, we can't just throw in our fodder. Our fodder just gets preserved, which is not what we want, but it's just the way it goes, you know, in order to expand as quickly as possible. Anyway, we're going to load up our, like I said, our best units, which is these 3 units that have been constructed over the last 6 turns. We have 2 tank killers and 1 tank, 1 medium tank. Okay, they can blast off and just sit here for now. Probably just have them wait there. Criticorum, yeah. So we do have this noble and this medium tank, which we can land somewhere. I guess we will land them close to this ruins. Ah, where'd I go? Where'd it go? There it is. It's going to take them a couple turns, so what we can do is land them here. I think this is... Hopefully I did the math right here. Yeah, they can get here in 2 turns. Very good. Because they need to be all in the same... There's no, like, multi-hex attack in this game. So we'll just do it like this, and we'll get them to move there next turn. That's fine. You go back into space, and you're going to land... Let's say... here? Yeah. Maybe just pick them up directly. Okay, so we'll get the 2 best units here, probably these gold guys, as guns that we can use in that attack. Actually, I will definitely need some anti-aircraft, just in case. So, that's something to be concerned about. I technically don't want to separate these guys, but since nobody's in the palace, it just makes me a little bit more comfortable to move that one. Okay, so here we are back on Kish. This guy can just wait. These guys are making their way back to the center area. We'll sentry you, but we'll move you. Yeah, this is minor stuff that really doesn't need to be shown. Probably need somebody over here.
Unit spotted.
Right, just keep going. If not in that one, yeah, we do need you there. I mean, there's plenty down here, which, you know, I need to get going with. Okay, so road, and that's that for that turn. Another one here. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of things we could do. So first of all, I didn't show this last turn, but we're producing 17 chemicals at this point. This should ramp up eventually to 20. And we're only consuming 8. This will actually eventually this will be... Oh, no, it's consuming 10 already. Never mind, I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah, so we're consuming 10, which is the max we'll be consuming with the current loadout. And then we'll get up to 20. So we can, with the current group, we can support another production of... What is it that we're producing with the chemicals? Chemicals are being produced into ceram steel, right? Yeah. So, well, is the ceram steel, is that ramping up? Well, I don't know. I guess not, because we're only consuming 10, which is exactly what ceram steel takes. 10 chemicals, 7 trace. So we have ceram steel coming from somewhere, which is great because it's prepping us. Eventually, we'll be able to build that. By the way, we researched some stuff. We probably have some labs that aren't doing anything. So you're on monopoles. We do want monopoles prioritized. Ceram steel is going to run into a dead end pretty soon because we can't get powered armor. The next one after ceram steel, powered sea steel armor. We can't get that until we get the next one below monopoles, which is, I don't know, something like fusion, I believe. So our tech should be more focused on monopoles, which the big guy is, which is great. Then we'll look at these guys. You're not doing anything, so let's switch you over to monopoles. Anybody who's not doing anything should probably do monopoles. Okay, you're already doing ceram steel, that's fine. Tech, monopoles, and probably the last one we'll start working on ceram steel just so we have 2 people on that. Again, the 3, quote-unquote, 3 labs that are working on monopoles is actually like 5 labs working on that because of the relic, and that one's actually our maxed out lab. So that makes me think maybe we don't need another lab right now. But, I mean, let's see. What else would we want to get with this? Oh, we just yeah, I do want something else. Let's see. So if we go here, this is only 1. I'm going to go here, road, and then we're going to build the last spot in our little protected shield area is going to be a starport. I like to have the starport under the shield as well, just so you can build space units without being, you know, attacked or, you know, attacked by the bombardment stuff. Anyway, so we'll build a starport here. And this is so that we have the ability to build space units. Now, right now, we can't build any space units because we don't have the tech for it. But eventually, we will be able to. And it's nice to have, I don't know, I just think it makes sense to have a starport in your main little hub area. So now we can maybe build out, I mean, you can see already that only 1 lab is accessible from the outside over here. And 2 over here, which, you know, we can reduce by having Maybe one lab next to the starport, and then one other thing here. That's the idea. Okay, anyways, taking too long. Let's keep going. Yeah, so we already have a sentry there. We have one there. We got there, so that's all done. Nobody here, nobody there. Okay, good. So let's go up there. Sentry you, get you on the move. So again, all these militia, they're not going to do anything for now because we don't have any ability to transport them to the places where they could actually be useful. Oop. No, I want you to move to the palace. And you'll just wait there for now. Might as well just leave this guy in the mine because we have other people to pick up there. So he will be useful on other planets eventually, but for now, not. I don't really care about doing this thing, but again, I mean, this is another great unit to be sending on other planets, but again, we're kind of limited. I think I'm just going to send him here. Yeah, that took him 10. He can go another 5. Oh, if he goes another 5, he can make it to this one. So that's fine. Let's just send him over that way. So next turn he can get to this farm, and then we'll be fine. And there's a little buffer, so he should be fine. Good. You guys are still going to wait. Sorry, Mr. Rebel. Okay, Criticorum. I don't really know what this guy's going to do. We'll wait with him. Rampart, here's where some more action needs to take place. Okay, first of all, we have this bull color. He can drop down, and he can pick up people from here. These are the people he's going to pick up are the people who are going to land by assault. So let's get... yeah, the Rebel and one of the tanks, probably this one. But on top of that, we also want some units, some kind of like weak units to go down with the first wave. Just in case the assault thing, I mean, it won't happen, but just in case the assault thing was to get shot down. I like to have some kind of fodder units. So that's good for that guy. And there's another bolt collar. Oh, I actually loaded up the wrong one, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're both going to land. Which one of these is going to land? 92, 91. So the 92 is going to land. So that means our noble... and these guys are, well, no, I have them on the wrong one then. You know what, 92, 91, why am I sweating that? Doesn't really matter. So let's see, get artillery. And the rest of these guys are all green. So what do we have? We have artillery, ATG, artillery. Let's get ATG and artillery. I generally prefer artillery over ATG, but it's a very minor difference. Mostly because the tanks are going to take over and do the real damage when it comes to like direct. The ATG just doesn't do enough damage at only 30 strength. It's not quite enough. So that's 4, right? 4 there and 4 there. Good. Let's get these guys into space. Now I want to swap to the assault lander. Again, let's get these weak units to swap first. Okay, you go drop. If I can speak English. Here's the palace, I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll drop here. And let's see if we...
Unit spotted.
Yeah, okay, there's some units moving about. We have something there, something there. Okay, well, look, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we know what's going to happen when I do this. But we're still going to go ahead and attack this electronics one, which has 2 people in it. It has a lot of people in it. Notice, combat done. You know what that means. Here we go. Counterattack. Okay, that was really not a big hit. Uh-oh. And that guy missed entirely. Wow, we got lucky there. But it did reveal that there are 2, and they're not in the same area. So where are they? Okay, wow. So one's way down there, and one is indeed in the palace. Okay. Very valuable knowledge. I'm actually really happy this guy's so far away. I don't suspect that he's going to stay that far away. Even what that means is if we wanted to, we could roll the dice and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could even land like over here and only take 1 hit with a bulk freighter, or, you know, probably right here would make more sense. I don't think we're going to risk that just because the freighter's already going to be taking landing damage. So let's do some swapping. Let's get the ATG and the artillery over here. And this is who I want to go down? No. Let's get the Wolfen over there. So... oh, wait. We can do one more trip, though. Right, of course. Okay, so now let's get our fastest units, honestly. The Noble is going to be the fastest one, so we'll land him. Because we're not going to land the transport close enough to take any hits. He's too valuable to risk. I mean, they're all too valuable to risk. And I guess this tank will be pretty fast. So we'll land them as, real quick. Ah, I did exactly what I didn't want to do, and they didn't take any damage. Fantastic. Okay, great. Well, we got a little bit lucky there. I mean, we could actually attack this turn. This Noble's a little bit hurt. What do we have in that? Only 2? Is that true, though? Is it really only 2?
Unit spotted.
5, which is a little bit more dicey. What do we got here? What's our best group? Artillery, Wolfen, all of them, right? The whole kit and caboodle. Yep, they're all going down. Well, look, we're going to just do it. That hurt. I'm okay with it. We're going to live. I mean, this bow collar's at what? 52%? It's still over 50%. It's just barely. But we got a real bunch of units here who can attack. Now, it's a bit risky. But I think we're going to do it. 2 tanks. Let's do it. Well, that went really good. And we may even have enough, we do, for this tank to proceed and capture that guy. He'll probably be cannon fodder. I don't think he's going to survive. And we probably even want like the Noble and the tank to move back to defend. Let's do that. Because I don't want my freighter lost. And I mean, these guys might be attacked. That medium tank will take a lot of punishment if they are attacked. But okay, well, we're rolling the dice here. I mean, that's just how it goes. We're definitely rolling the dice. It's going to be hard to land reinforcements until we get to the palace. We'll have to keep trickling them in from afar. But otherwise, this is a really productive turn. Last thing this bow caller is going to do is go back home to Kish. And now we're going to load him up with troops, the best of the troops. As you can see, we need the best. And get him to move back over. Wolfen. Infantry. Probably a self-propelled tornado. Is our next best? Yeah. All right, so next turn, that guy's going to move back out. And, you know, in the meantime, Kish will continue to produce, and we'll load up more people. I think that's all we wanted to do for this turn. This guy didn't take a whole lot of damage. I still think, okay, it might actually be worth it to attack again. Just to reduce their attack ability. Okay, here we go. All right, we did take a lot of damage there. But that's fine. This guy will just rest up for now. All right, so the rest of this, I think this guy's going to go there. And yeah, I'll figure the rest out off camera. Well, we're all done, except for the only thing I did is build an engineer in this chemical place. And now we're going to go to Kish, and we're going to get 2 engineers there. We are starting to thin out on our engineer building in this area, so I am just going to pick any random place to build. A couple more engineers here. Can't technically, but yeah, we can. We actually still have enough Firebirds to build yet another engineer. You know, I'm not remiss. I'll do that. 2,500, we'll take it. So, what else is this money for? Except for the fact that, yeah, I guess technically we don't want to be financing too much the League, but their war chest is only over 50,000. I think we're doing okay. Nobody's taking loans, which is the big interest payer. Anyway, I think that's it for this turn. All right, for the next turn, we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to
Halan.
Speed through it a little bit. So I will go through the end of turn stuff because I do think that this is interesting. That's debatable, I guess. We'll still wait to build engineers at the end, but I probably won't do that on camera. Maybe I'll just mention where they're going. We kind of already know where a lot of these things are going to do. I'll go for a tank killer this time, just to mix it up. Again, engineers, we probably will want another one on Kish, because we haven't done one there for a while. But the medium tanks are going to keep rolling out. Engineers, again, we'll probably end up building an engineer there, but that's that. So we're still over 1,000 on tax. Nice 50 bonus for research. We have the 2 scepter bonuses. Looks like Decados has given us money for nothing. That's fantastic. We'll always take that. And I'll cut away here. I'm going to do all of the Byzantium 2 and frigate exploration stuff. So I'll come back. I may even do a Criticorum exploration stuff. I'll just come back when we have something interesting to talk about, especially on Rampart. Okay, so I'm going to include engineer actions on the fun stuff to look at. We're going to do a road here. Essentially, I'm looking at places around this metal to build a mine. 2 below the metal here and upper to the left, those 2 spots are the best. Metal on the bottom is 50, metal on the upper left is 45. The reason why I chose those is because they have the highest trace. I know that, I mean, I'm just long-term planning. Metal just becomes so much less important towards the end of the game based on everything I've read. I mean, based on everything I've calculated. Haven't read that much, but the theory crafting shows that trace is needed for all this endgame material. But metal is not even for ceram steel. Even ceram steel needs trace. I think that's a little bit interesting, but that's the way it goes. So we don't really need to prioritize metal beyond the beginning of the game, so we're just gonna, it's a metal thing. I want to pick up metal, but we're gonna prioritize trace, so we'll get to that one. But while we're doing it, we'll do roads in the meantime. Same thing here. So we actually have 2 people who are kind of competing for a spot here, and he takes 3 turns to get there. This engineer is only going to take 2, so we'll do the 1, 2, 3, and then he'll get there, which means that this engineer is actually going to go up to this spot. There's actually a few good things over by this little lake, I guess. There's a food of 30 right by the lake, but otherwise down here you're going to see trace of 10 and metal of 24, and that's, 44 if you use my algorithm. 1 times metal, 2 times trace. I think that's a good combination. Gives us 10 trace, which is going to offset, like, not chemicals is 5. So we get 2 chemical factories, for example, for that. So I think I'll do that. So we'll get this guy up to this mine, and then he'll take off from there. On Kish, I've already done this during this turn, loaded up a Kish with plenty of different stuff. This freighter, this bulk hauler, is going to move over to Rampart. I will take care of Rampart in a second, but let's just finish up with the Kish. Whoops. In space, we don't have anything else to do with the Meson base. You can see it's down to 1 movement because both of them visited the surface to pick up additional units. We have one other, we do have one other engineer. I'm going to send this guy over here to actually, so we're really thankful that we have the nice production of ceram steel, which is getting us a nice head start on stuff that we will eventually need. But right now, I think I'm a little bit short on chemicals. I'd like that to be going a little bit higher. I'd also like more electronics at some point, but mostly that is not something, until we get to monopoles, we won't really need it. It won't be subtracted for production. It'll only be subtracted for units. So we have a 35, it's not that much, but I've been pretty sparing about my usage of it. We'll need it for officers, for spies, but yeah, we will need it more eventually, but for now I'm just going to prioritize first getting more chemicals, and I don't think we'll need another chemicals spot after this. I'm not sure, but I'm just kind of predicting that we won't. So that's fine. You can just do that. All right, now we're on Criticorum. We'll have this guy finish building his road up to here. And his next step is there's a really good food over here, 72. So I think I'm just going to start moving that direction. And we want to explore this as well to get a little bit more information. And that actually revealed to us that there's food of 85 on top of that trace. Now, that's a little bit unfortunate. It's nice to have 85. Nobody's going to complain about that. But that means that we have to choose between a trace of 40, which is awesome, which means there must be another trace somewhere over here. We can't. I don't think we can turn down a 40 trace. Now, is there a way of getting, so if we choose that bottommost one, we'll get trace of 40, and we'll still be able to get the 72, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So what we'll probably end up doing is having one go up to the 72 and get, this one will be a food farm, and then the trace down here, and right next to the fertility, unfortunately. But you just can't, I don't think you can overlook the fantasticness of a trace of 40. So, anyways, your turn's done. Criticorum's turn is not quite done. We're going to land this bulk hauler down here. Both these guys can get a move on over here. I don't even know if they're fully healed. Are they? 194. That guy's at 94, but, close enough. Okay, so this engineer on Criticorum. I'm gonna have him send. I'm gonna send him back to this fort just to build a road. This is not that significant, but I mean, right now the fort is needed to spread trackers all around, and especially to populate these cities. So I just feel like connecting it with the road would be nice. Also, we can just send him a move that way, and eventually he can build, you know, maybe get a mine or something, get some trace, maybe get some food. I don't know, but we can just send him out that way, building the road while he goes, and then let him construct a city over there. This ram still will probably pick up another engineer. Well, we might as well just do that now. And then when that new one gets built, we'll consider getting resource production closer to the ceramic steel. I mean, like an actual mine, or we could build more like factory or production type facilities. Okay, so that's that. Now we're on to Rampart. I don't think we have anything else to do with the other ones, and it's kind of a messy situation here. I'm going to get everyone into the chemical factory, and this guy's probably going to go. In fact, what I want this guy to do is just leave entirely. So the new bulk hauler came in. We're going to send this guy back. The good news is at Kish, we have the Mess on Starbase, which do heal other units. Heals units of same movement type. I don't actually know if that counts for jump or not. I guess we'll know based on the healing of this guy. I thought I looked at this before, but anyways, it's 54. If it's 57, it didn't help it at all. But regardless, he's over there. He's going to be safe. He'll heal his minor 3 at least. And then he'll come back next turn with more units. So we're going to start having these guys just go back and forth so we can ferry more units, because obviously we need it. We're going to have the artillery here slowly inch their way forward. And this jump guy is going to take off. Luckily, you can leave the planet without being attacked by the PTS missile launchers. But to come back, we are going to have to be more careful. So I'll get a Wolverine and a Wolfen onto this guy. And then what we're going to do is land... Yeah, we're definitely going to land 5 hexes away from this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, we need to go 6 because 5 is his range. And we'll just see if these guys can make it, and they can, into the chemical plant. So we don't really have that much here. I guess we can move this militia guy in too. Why not? This is not enough to compete with what we're seeing there. It's basically a full stack. And the fact that he also has 8 more units over here, it's quite possible this is actually a full stack and we just started seeing everything there. So we'll probably need to get a full stack ourselves to attack, and we may even want to attack without the noble. Like do an early softening up of the electronics garrison, and then do another way. So I mean, obviously what I'm talking about here is like big numbers of units. In the meantime, we can get the rest of the troops passed over. I'm actually going to send my cruiser back down just to heal, so we'll just land him someplace, just so we can recover a little bit better. No, I mean, it would be nice to do some bombardment, but we just don't. We won't get any much. He'll take too much damage. It's not worth it. And I think that's probably everything we're going to do for this turn. Yeah, you're included in this. Yeah, so these guys aren't going to do anything. And this whole unit is still healing. I guess this freighter could also be part of the ferrying back and forth. He's at 87%, not bad. I'll leave him here one more turn, and then he may even... Well, yeah, you know what? I am going to change my mind. I guess I need the units more than I need his small, dinky amount of health increase. So, now we're done. Oh, except for the engineers. Okay, I've figured out what we're going to do. We are going to... Well, we're going to replace these areas. I wasn't going to do this for a while. Move this well so that it actually gets access to this energy. That will require moving this farm to the left. So what I'm going to actually do that now. So we're going to build 2 engineers, one here and one here, so we can just do both of this in the same turn. And we're also going to go down here and we're going to build an engineer. There is this area, I'm not sure if it's best for food at 30 or metal plus trace would be 30 and 9, so that's 48 in my algorithm. Those are the 2 options. I'm not sure which is the best to do, but I can save that for a future Tortuga to solve. Okay, so that gets us down to 4,000, and I think you'll also just build one more engineer over here. because I am going to want to build more labs and all that eventually. So one more. That takes us... Oh, we don't have enough money, but that's okay. I mean, we... Why don't we have enough? Do they not have enough? Is that what the problem is? Yeah, they only have 80 metal, so that's the problem. And you can see why getting a few more metal mines up and running would be a benefit here, so we can actually build another one. That's fine, because the turn before this, I mean, before turn for the engineer, and we have like 3 engineers that are going to be built here the turn before that. So I think we'll be fine for engineers, but it would have been nice to sneak that one in, considering we had the money for it, which just goes to show you, yes, it is valuable to get some metal mines up and running. Anyway, that's also going to bring this video to a close, because I think we're running short on time. I'm going to speed up the episodes by doing more of the only showing the action stuff in the future. But let me know if you feel like that's not a good idea in the comments, or if you support it, let me know that too, just so I have a good guide for the series moving forward. Sorry about the delay on this one, by the way, because I was out of town for a bit, and then I also, might be able to tell I'm sick right now, so it delayed it a little bit. But regardless, things hopefully will be back on the schedule. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.